New season, new signings, slight change to transfer policy. This time we're going to do it, boys and girls. Hello and welcome to part 160 of Backing the Boro. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have our first game of the new Premier League season away against Brentford. But before that, we're going to have a look through our summer transfers. And I mentioned a change in transfer policy. I also mentioned we're finally going to do it. I'm not sure what doing it is. But the change in transfer policy is, as of right now, and bearing in mind the transfer window's closed, so as of forever, we did that transfer window at a net transfer profit. We've never done that before, apart from back in the days when we would sign everyone for free and maybe sell a player for $250,000. But since we've been in the Premier League and actually trying to improve the squad, and I do think we've improved the squad, but we've done it at a net transfer profit. So we're going to start with the players leaving the club and then have a look at all of the new boys. So firstly, the outs. Paul Blake's gone out on loan for the season. I wouldn't blame you if you forgot who Paul Blake was. He's one of these players we brought in to try and help us with the fact we didn't have any homegrown players. We loaned him out almost immediately, and yeah, he's not very good. Dennis Jensen has gone back to Rangers to think about what he's done. He had 6 months on loan there last season, 1 goal from 8 appearances, only 4 of those were starts. Unbelievably, they came back and offered even more money to take him on loan again. I don't understand it either, but he wasn't going to get in our team. But I'd feel bad about selling him. He was so good before he broke his leg. He's clearly not the same player now, but he's now got a full season up in Scotland to try and prove that there might still be something there. He'll be 27 when he comes back. The next one's even madder. Brentford have spent a whole load of money on Checo. He's now our record sale in the history of the club, and his transfer history is bizarre. If this fella was English, this wouldn't have happened. This is purely based on the fact that he's Brazilian, but he's 25 years old. He's never actually played for Brazil, but somehow, I'll criticise Brentford a little bit, but we fell for it too. Tottenham spend £5 million on him, quickly realise he's not any good. We decided to give him a nice little one-season transfer profit. 14 games, 0 goals as an £8.5 million striker. It's now clear this lad's not any good. And Brentford have just come in and given us £15 million up front for him, with another £5 million in add-ons, which obviously we're never going to see because he's not any good. But I don't understand what they're thinking, but I certainly wasn't going to say no. We've also sold Eric Persson. Eric Persson has gone to Rennes. Ismail Gallego has gone out on loan for the season. He's been around for years, and he's never going to be good enough. He's another one we spent quite a bit of money on. Well, at the time it felt like a lot of money. He's not any good. We'd have sold him if anyone wanted him. Graham Sterling's gone to Southampton for £8.5 million because we've signed replacements. Don't panic, he was the defender we brought in last summer. I think we officially have to call this signing a bit of a flop as well. We've made a loss on him. We've more than made up for the loss with Checo though, so I'm still happy. Southampton also gave us £10.5 million for Nogueira, which I think, this is insane as well. Not quite as insane as the Checo deal, I guess, because they've given us £5 million less, and at least this fella has scored occasionally, just not very often. 3 years, proving he's never actually been good enough. We've managed to move him on as well. Kulikov, another failure. Oh, I'm exposing my own transfer policy here. Big transfer loss on Kulikov, but he's now disappeared off somewhere, and we've loaned a few players out as well. But £37 million worth of players sold, and these are the guys who've joined us. And I think we've signed the right combination of absolute superstars, ageing English players who help with our experience and squad makeup, and just a direct replacement for some. Carrascal will be on this out list as well. He's not in our squad for the season. We've accepted offers for him. He is on his way out, as you can see. 6 offers accepted for him. They just haven't gone through yet. But Carrascal will also be leaving, so we've signed a replacement for him. But signing of the summer, this time round, Nick Ripert, 21-year-old Danish international centre-back, 11 caps for Denmark already. He's only 21 years old, only cost us £5 million. He came in as our best centre-back, spoilers for what's to come, came in as our best centre-back, 3.5-star potential, 3.5-star current ability with 5-star potential ability. We've actually got one of these lads before they've gone to a bigger club. He was still playing for Copenhagen in Denmark, not played a huge number of games, but look at those average ratings. We've grabbed him, we've swooped before the bigger clubs did, and I'm very happy with him as a sign-in. I may as well show you the guy who's also come in as well, because we've spoilt him now. Now, I need you to let me know down in the comments how you say this name. I was going to look it up before we got started, but I forgot. Neil Dejafin? I imagine there is a proper way to say that. I just don't know what it is. He's a 32-year-old former England international, been playing regularly for Arsenal for the last 10 years. Before that was at Palace. In fact, they were just loans. He's spent all his career at Arsenal. But he's been a regular in and around their team forever. At 32, they've decided to move him on, let him go on a free transfer. He's currently 4-star current ability, so better than any defender we've got at the club at the moment, including the new boy. And only wanted 29 grand a week, which I think was an absolute steal for what we're getting there. For 29 grand on a 2-year contract, he'll come in, do some tutoring, play some games, and hopefully help the likes of Rypert become awesome. Another promising youngster that we brought in. I think we've finally replaced Fazio a year later. Benjamin Caminero is a 21-year-old Argentinian under-20 international central midfielder. 3-star current ability with 5-star potential. He's not quite as good as Wanda, but better than any other midfielder that we've got. Weirdly, he's kind of been passed around Argentina for the last few years with slowly increasing transfer fees. There's clearly money floating around in Argentina. He's been playing for Boca Juniors for the last year, been playing very well, scoring goals, getting assists, good average rating, and he'll be an excellent addition to the squad. We've also replaced Twan, who has gone back into Arsenal's first team squad. We weren't able to extend his loan, but I think we have signed a direct replacement for him. Maybe not quite as good initially, but we'll see. Erhan Tassar is a 21-year-old Turkish international, already 21 caps for Turkey, and he's got 3.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential, almost as good as Nuhu. It's not going to be any issue at all to have Nuhu back playing as an attacking midfielder while we decide if Erhan's any good or not. But I mean, he might be awesome, but he's another one that we've managed to grab before he's moved on to a big European club, thus getting him a little bit cheaper. And then we have another old man who's come in to fill out the squad. This is why we were able to let so many strikers go, because we brought in an experienced one, Taylor Flynn even. I know he's 34. I know that's ancient. I know he's not particularly great, but he has scored 39 goals for England in 92 caps. We're only going to get one season out of him. He's only on a one-season contract. He's been playing for Tottenham for the last goodness knows how many years, previously of Wolves, previously of West Ham, Man United. Look at some of these transfer fees that have been paid for this lad over the years. He's coming in as a reserve. He knows he's coming in as a reserve, and he's just there to lend some experience. Another English player in the squad, so we can afford to be a little bit more flexible. And he can shoot a Rodic, which could be awesome for Rodic. Dylan is just a youngster that my youth people brought in. I don't really know what that was all about. It's another random one. And then we've signed another Spanish/English. This guy counts as English and under 21. He's on loan from Man City for the season. I don't think we're likely to be able to extend the loan because he's another one who looks like he's going to be a little bit special. But Rodrigo, 20-year-old central midfielder, 2.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential, on loan from Man City for the season. Wasn't Norwich last year. And then Connor Hassan's another one who's a little bit random that I don't know why he arrived. Head of youth development again. And then lastly, Carlos Sanchez is the replacement for Carrascal. Slight improvement over him. He's not as good as Coupler. He's not coming in to be a regular starter. He knows he's a rotation player. I'm slowly learning. 23-year-old Argentina under-20 international, primarily a right back, can play centre back and left back as well though. 2.5-star current ability, 4-star potential. He just comes in to offer some cover at both full-back positions. So Robinson and Twan, the two loans from last year, have left as well, just the one loanee coming in as a replacement. But I think that's a successful summer. And this is the team that we're putting out there for the first day of the new season with our new players sprinkled throughout it. So we've got Vujicic in goal, who we managed to keep hold of. He's still unhappy. He still wants to leave. We didn't get an offer more than £7 million for him all summer, though. I'm not letting go a goalkeeper we paid £27 million for. He leaves at a profit or he doesn't leave at all. So Vujicic is still here but unhappy. He starts in goal. A back four of Joksimovic, Rypert, we've converted Brodic's previous stopper position. Rypert's a ball-playing defender, so we've got him doing that. Hopefully that doesn't ruin the defence. Alongside Ferguson initially, but we've got Brodic and Dejafin available to offer competition as well, and Coupler at right back. A midfield of Wanda, Nuhu and Caminero. Nuhu's probably temporary there. I just wanted to have a look at Erhan. If Erhan has a great game, then that might be the permanent structure. If Erhan doesn't, Nuhu goes back up to that position, and then Haya comes into the team, or Rodrigo comes into the team, or McAllister comes into the team. We've got plenty of options in midfield now, which is awesome, but I'm keeping a special eye on Caminero and Erhan today. And then Kieran Kerr and Charlie Jones start up front. We've got Lazic, Jokic, both in the squad now, along with the new guy Flynn. So we've still got 5 strikers in the squad if we have another striker injury crisis, but both Kerr and Jones were linked with moves to big clubs over the summer. In fact, Kerr is still wanted by Chelsea. So I think we've got some very promising young strikers that hopefully can come really good this season. The replacement at left back reserve is just Sretenovic, who we brought in last summer. Joksimovic now counts as homegrown, which is very handy. And over the course of this season, Rodic, Cutler and Kovacevic all become homegrown over the course of this season. So the whole signing 30-something English players to fill out the squad, this should be the last time we ever have to do that, because we're going to have a solid core of young foreigners who count as homegrown because we signed them so young. So this is the team for Brentford. Let's get out there, put in a bit of a performance and show that we mean business. Squad numbers. Ahoy, Sanchez can have a squad number. And what we want Erhan to be as good as Twan. We want to not be missing Twan at all. We want the new Camilero, is that his name? Caminero. We want him to be the new Fazio. And Dejafin isn't good enough. He is good enough, he's just not fit enough. I don't necessarily really want to play him. I like the fact we've got 4 very good centre-backs now. I feel a little bit guilty not having Brodic in the team, but I think Rypert's going to be so good that it's worth dropping Brodic. And Ferguson was so important last year that it seems a little bit harsh to drop him out of the squad entirely initially, just because his old Arsenal teammates arrived. So we've got plenty of strength and depth in the defence now. Goalkeeper, both fullbacks, centre-backs. We have good options at the back. The midfield, in an ideal world, we still bring in one more central midfielder probably. I'm hoping, one of the reasons I've been a little bit reluctant to do it is because I'm hoping that one more central midfielder becomes Kovacevic, and this is the year he really emerges as a proper 5-star potential player like we know he is. And up front, it's the time for Rodic and Lazic. One of them needs to shine, or we do need to bring in another striker, probably in January even. We've still got about 11 million quid to spend. So if we decide we can't get by on the youngsters up front or in midfield, we can bring an extra body in January if we feel like we need it for whatever we're trying to achieve at that point. But Jones with a solid little finish early on. Caminero and Erhan both involved. Cutler with the cross. And, I mean, was it a cross? Keeper sort of scrambles it into the path of Jones. Jones tucks it away. He's off the mark 5 minutes into the season, which is marvellous. Hopefully, starting as he means to go on. I think our defence... Oh, Erhan's injured already. Brilliant. So I guess we get an early look at Rodrigo and get Nuhu back where he belongs and just do that, I guess. It's not ideal situation, but at least we get Nuhu back as an attacking midfielder. I hope that's not a serious injury to Erhan, because foot injury, he's going to be out till Christmas, isn't he? That means when Nuhu inevitably gets a knock as well, McAllister's in behind the front too, and suddenly the strength in depth I was about to start bragging about is gone. In a key position as well. We shouldn't have sold Wagner. But no, I think we're a prolific goal scorer away from being, if not a Champions League team, then at least a regular Europa League qualifying team. Oh, I thought Nuhu was sticking that into the top corner there. But I think that is all that we're missing. If we could get Jones or Kerr or both to have a 25, 30 goal league goal season. I know Jones got 25 goals last season in all competitions, but only maybe 15 of them were in the Premier League, and we need one of them to step up and have a 25, 30 goal league goal season. And I think that's all that's missing. I think our midfield is as good as ever. The defence is solid. Nuhu is about as good as it gets as an attacking midfielder. Man United were linked with him in the summer but didn't make an offer. But we've seen what Nuhu can do. We just need that goal scorer. We need a Dan Fisher or a Cedwyn Scott or just somebody up there who's going to just... Livesy Mason. What's he doing these days? We need someone to just score 30 goals for us. And we're sorted. I think the rest of the team is there. Caminero, out wide to Coupler. Very similar situation to what led to the first goal, but this time it's played back into Caminero. So with Coupler again, back across to Wanda, who hits it forward towards Jones, but it was a pretty poor pass and Jones wasn't anywhere near it. Ripert with a good tackle there, showing that he can still get the tackles in that Brodic used to do. Caminero now with space to run into, fires a shot towards the Brentford keeper and it is straight into his hands. But Caminero's looked promising. He's looked like a real midfield player, which at times last season we looked like we were kind of playing with two midfielders and two attacking midfielders. Caminero's looked solid in there. Nuhu's not had a very good game at all though, so we are going to bring on Jim McAllister. There you go. Twan's left and we were immediately resorting to Jim McAllister as an attacking midfielder on the first day of the new season. This isn't a situation I expected to find myself in. I mean, he's never let us down in that position, but he's not a Champions League quality player. And it's 1-1. I mean, it wouldn't be a disaster if we drew this game. Are they playing? I've not even noticed if they've got Checo in the team. Has Checo just scored? They signed Stacey, by the way, the midfielder that we wanted to sign last summer. We did look at him. We did make him an offer. He wanted like 30 grand a week rather than $250,000. We offered him it, but he went to Brentford on, I think, 50 grand a week. So we could have had another old man in the team as well, one in each position, but he eventually went to Brentford. So they've spent £15 million on Checo and he's not even in the team. Vujicic makes the save. And now we need to find a winner from somewhere. Although all the momentum seems to be with Brentford at the moment. I think if anyone's going to find a winner, it's more likely to be them than us. But come on, let's find one. Caminero's fouled on the edge of the area. I think they're going down to 10 men here. So hopefully that swings the momentum back our way again. And let's score from the free kick. No, I mean, we've got Nuhu in the team. You're telling me we don't even see the free kick? He never misses by that far to not even see the free kick. Right, let's get Jokic on. He can come on for Kerr. We're going to swap those two over. I still back Jokic. Out of Jokic and Lazic, I think Jokic is going to be the one who makes the breakthrough. But Lazic is 2 years older and probably... I mean, we've seen in the Europa League run last year, Lazic has more goals in him at the moment, maybe. So perhaps I've brought the wrong man on there. But Jokic is the one with more potential and more time to achieve his potential. Plus, he'll be homegrown. So Jokic is the one we've got to back, really. And it's going to be a draw, isn't it? First game of the season. Just a draw away from home. Not a disaster. The media are expecting mid-table again. The board are expecting a top half finish, I think, is what they've asked for. But the media are expecting 11th place, which I think is where we finished last year. An away from home draw on the first day of the season. Seems about right to achieve that. Would have been nice to pick up a win, though. I've got to admit, I was expecting a little bit more. And let's see how badly injured Erhan is. It's not too bad. We'll be fine. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.